So hello and welcome everyone to the Buddhist Recovery Network Academy. I'm Susanna, and this time I'm joining you from Kuopio, that is in the middle of Finland, in the winter wonderland, in my mom's back room here. It's 8 o'clock in the evening, and it might be that it's morning time for you. So whatever time you have where you are so welcome. We are happy to have you. I'm a big fan of Buddhism recovery and Buddhist recovery, and I facilitate both 8-step recovery meetings and mindfulness-based addiction recovery courses here in Finland. I'm a member of the board of the Buddhist Recovery Network. And today we have a very special teacher, because Vimalasara is offering today a teaching for us, and the pronouns are they, them, and their. I will tell more about them in just a moment. And at this point, I would already like to thank for the offering that you're offering us today. And the topic of the teaching I'm also going to tell more about in just a moment is in dialogue with Vimalasara. So thanks everyone for being here and being part of our community today. And the format for the next an hour or so will be a short period of meditation led by Vimalasara, and then there's of course the teaching, and it might be that if we have time at the end there is a brief session of Q&A, but I guess that we will see when we get there. So a few words about Dana. All of our teachings are given freely, and we're blessed with some amazing teachers like Vimalasara tonight, who have experience on the cushion, experience working with the body, speech, and mind, experience in the ongoing practice of recovery by the way of Dharma. As we practice the Buddha's teaching of generosity, we invite you to give Dana that will be given to support our ongoing Buddhist Recovery Network meetings and to support the teacher. You can give on a one-time or recurring basis using the link posted in the chat field. Thanks for our help, security and tech help. Sila Siri tonight is posting you the links. Please be sure to indicate that your donation is for the Academy, and we sincerely thank you for your generosity. Okay, so that was the practical stuff, and now we get to the tonight's main business, although Dana is also important and all of this stuff in the beginning is important, but I would like to introduce our guest teacher, who is my good friend, Vimalasara. Valerie Mason-Chan was the co-founder and guiding teacher of Healing and Insight, an online faculty that explored the sharp edges of suffering. Award-winning author of 8 books, they are the co-founder and co-author of 8-Step Recovery, using the Buddha's teachings to overcome addiction with 8-step meetings in 3 continents. They're also the co-founder of Mindfulness-Based Addiction Recovery and are offering a special prize for their course beginning on Monday, December the 5th. And actually, I will post in a while this link that will give you $60 guest prize. I will post it now. So if you are interested, I'm going to join that, even though I'm a facilitator of the meetings, but it's always so fruitful to be with the community of people who are interested and exploring recovery. Okay, as said before, the topic of the teaching tonight is in dialogue with Vimalasara. And this is what Vimalasara says about the topic. In October, Vimalasara gave us all an opportunity to ask all those questions you wanted but have been too shy to. So many fascinating questions arose. So they will continue the dialogue as many of you ramp up for the holidays in November and December. Vimalasara will give a short meditation and a Dharma talk based on questions from the listeners. Curiosity is an important element of recovery. We need to become curious about letting go of certain behaviors And we need to ask all those questions that may inspire us. So, Vimalasara, the stage, the screen is all yours.
Hi, thank you. Firstly, I just really want to just acknowledge it's almost been a year since I stepped down from being president of the Buddhist Recovery Network. And it's just very lovely to see Sila Siri, who is another dear friend of mine, who is the current president of the Buddhist Recovery Network. And it's just really great how the Academy continues to grow as well. And just to let you know, it'd be really great to have some of you on the calls. We're just trying to get the link to hyperlink, because for some reason it's not hyperlinking and it's really difficult to save things in the chat. But the 28-day course is support during the Christmas holidays. I don't know about you, but for me, with Thanksgiving, solstice, Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever you do over the holidays, there always seems to be more food around during this time, more food, more alcohol, and a lot more distressed people. And so, you know, just being aware that if we, that even if we're not distressed, when we are around other distressed people, that can have an impact on us. And so how do we begin to take care of ourselves during this month where there's a lot of stress and anxiety? So in a way, for me, it's a real opportunity doing this course for myself to keep myself safe and well. And so basically, it's a teaching that gets sent to you every day, and they're just 15 minutes long, no longer than 15 minutes. And you get to have a couple of webinars with me, and it's just $60. So I'm not sure why the hyperlink isn't working. It must be something to do with the chat. So if we could turn on where people could save the chat, that would be really good. But anyway, if you want the link and you're interested, how about you email one of us? Do we have can you put an email where people can email, and then we can send you the link so that you can click on and get the link, and then you'll be able to get that free that discounted price for $60, which is actually half the price. So okay, you are here. It's lovely to have you here. Lovely. You know, I'm actually, my president is visiting from the Vancouver's Buddhist Center, and I'm just like, you know what, we're not meeting this morning. I'm here with my community here. And so I'm not at home. I'm in the room of my friend's bedroom, and I'm here teaching, and I'm looking forward to beginning with a meditation. And we're going to do a meditation with ancestors. You know what I want, you know, often we hear people, when we talk about ancestors, we hear the expression, we are our ancestors' wildest dream. And that can be cliched. It's like, oh, a cliche, we are our ancestors' wildest dream. But I just really want to say to you, every one of you who are here, we are our ancestors' wildest dream. If you grew up in a household of addiction, you grew up in a household of dysfunction, there would have been people there just wishing for something different, okay? All of us, no matter which part of the world that we hail from, all of us had trauma back in our histories, back in our histories, okay? Whether it would be due to the enslavement and colonization of people, whether it's due to being war, whether it's due to being famine. I mean, you know, I live in Canada, but when I look at the British history and, you know, the murdering of people and how they got rid of people, all of us have this trauma. And, you know, if you are in female body, you know, even in certain parts of the world, that as in this female body, women don't have the rights and privilege that we have, all of us who are here, okay? We don't have those rights and privilege. And, you know, there are people there wishing oh my God, if only things could be different, if only I could have education, if only I could improve my life. And all of you, you know, not all of us would have had this wealth. At some point, our ancestors would have been struggling for money, for food, and people thinking, if only things were different, if only I can give something different to my children. So this is why we are our ancestors' wildest dream. And we need to really remember that the fact that we are here in this moment now, even if you are struggling with your addictive or compulsive behaviors, right now you have come here to be here and to be really in the present, that we sit in between 3 ancestors behind us and 3 ancestors ahead of us, okay? And we are going to drop into that. So I just want to say something about ancestors before we go into this practice, that often when we think of ancestors, we think, well, we don't want our biological ancestors, what some of our biological ancestors have done. So what I want to say to you is you quarantine those ancestors, okay? You don't have to deal with them. You put them into quarantine, and you know, when they've resolved their shit, they've resolved their shit. You just put them into quarantine. It's great. I can see a lovely smile from Maxine D there. Maxine knows exactly what I'm talking about, you know, so you just put them into quarantine. Now, there are what we called affinity ancestors. These are our ancestors too. So affinity ancestors are people who have lived before us, but they're not biologically connected to us. So for me, some of my affinity ancestors is people like Harriet Tubman, people like Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela. Yeah, and those are people like, I think, if I'm really struggling, what would they do? So just know that, you know, people who've lived before you, they don't have to be famous people. They might have been, you know, teachers or friends of friends, parents or whatever, who inspired you and have passed. They are our ancestors, okay? We are interconnected. We're not separate, okay? And just know that also we are a future ancestor. And so, you know, so we're not separate. It's not like we've got these ancestors behind us and here we are a future ancestor. And so what we are doing, we are affecting those 3 generations ahead of us. And I think that's really beautiful. And for those of us in recovery, we need to remember that we've got ancestors who are holding us, who have got our back. So I just want you to just relax, settle into your seat, or if you're lying down, and just allow yourself to be supported. Yeah. And I'm gonna start with a mantra. I'm gonna start with a mantra. I'm gonna call in the ancestor of the Buddha. The Buddha is our ancestor. At this moment, we're in this portal of the Buddhist Recovery Network. And so basically our ancestor is the Buddha, you know, and really what we're wanting freedom. The Buddha discovered freedom. The Buddha discovered freedom from the prison of their mind, from the freedom of their body. The word Buddha means awake, and we want to wake up to the truth. So I'm going to call in the Buddha as our first ancestor. Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Sadhu, Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Sadhu, Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni, Sadhu, Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni, Sadhu, and allow the mantra to vibrate on your ears, on your body, and really see if you can just let go of anything that happened before. Try not to pay attention to the thoughts. They might be there, but you don't have to give them any attention, and really allow this mantra to vibrate in your body, and just know that this ancestor has got our back. Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni, Sadhu, Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Sadhu 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 Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Sadhu. And you can join in with me with this mantra if that's what it feels like for you. Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Sadhu 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 Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Sadhu. Becoming aware of this body, this precious body, becoming aware of this precious body, and surrendering to your seat, and now having the sense of your ancestors holding your back, 3 generations, ancestors from the generation of your parents' generation, ancestors from your grandparents' generation, ancestors from your great-grandparents' generations, and any ancestors that may pop up. And if you're unable to connect to any of those ancestors, have the sense of the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, holding your back. They've got your back. The Buddha, the Bodhisattva of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of Kuan Yin, have all got your back. And just know that these ancestors have dedicated their life until each and every one of us are free of our suffering. So we never have to be alone. We do not have to be alone, just knowing that these ancestors have dedicated their life until each and every one of us are free from our suffering. So surrender. And it's okay if sadness arises, if tears arise, just know they've got your back. 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 And allowing yourself to sit with the gratitude of knowing that you live in the part of the world where you can access the Buddhist teachings. Because not everywhere in the world people are allowed to access the Buddhist teachings. So just having the gratitude, yes, that you have access to these teachings. Having gratitude that for some of you, may not for all of you, but for some of you, war isn't on your doorstep. That right now you're not listening to bombs or planes flying over your head, just having the gratitude that in this moment now, on the soil that we live on the earth that we live on, we do not have to be scared of standing on a landmine. Yeah, we have that freedom. And stay present here. Some of you may have relatives in countries where there is war right now, but for you right here now, for many of you, that may be different. And if there is war right now, having the gratitude that you can actually be here right now with us in community. And really having the gratitude that right now, the fact that you are here, you have stepped onto the path of recovery, or willed onto the path of recovery. You might not be fully on the path of recovery, but you have definitely tasted the freedom. And the taste of freedom is just one taste. It's the taste of salt. The taste of ocean is salt, just one taste. And the taste of freedom is just one taste. Freedom. It's possible to have freedom. And we can have freedom in this moment right now if we surrender to the ancestors holding our back and just knowing that our ancestors who are here right now just want the best for us. That's all they want. They want the best for us. Yeah. So that we can give the best for those who come after us. So really see if you can have a taste of freedom right now. And that taste of freedom might just be being free from the proliferation of thought, just being free from all that stinking thinking, free from the proliferation of thought. And if there are thoughts arising, just don't pay attention to them. It's like, you know what? I'm bored of you. Just shut up. Yeah, shut the whatever up, you know, and let me have some freedom right now in this moment. So just tell those thoughts to relax, to step aside, so you can have a nanosecond, a taste of freedom. And remember, it's impossible to do this just for ourselves. We do it for those who will come after us. And so if you don't have children, you haven't raised children in all the different configurations that children can be raised, we still have ancestors that will come after us. Yeah. And so just know that even if we don't make it, that the energy that we have put into being in recovery, it's going to affect that next generation after us. And just know that when we're walking around in the world, that young generation sees us, they vibe us, they feel us. That's how we impact the next generation. They see how we as adults are in the world. They're not just looking at parents. It's more than parents who impact our children's lives. They vibe us. So just know this energy of us being in recovery, really working hard at it, even if we slip, the fact that we're working hard at it has an impact on the generations to come after us. Yeah, the 3 generations ahead of us. So we are supported. We are sandwiched in the middle. We're held behind. We're held in front. So just chill out and surrender. And remember, you are your ancestors' wildest dream. Yes, we are our ancestors' wildest dream. And remember to breathe. And as you breathe, connecting to the ancestor of the wind. In the present moment, we have ancestors in the present moment. The wind is an ancestor. Without the wind, we would not be here. We would not be able to breathe. Yes. really connecting to the earth. The earth is our ancestor. Yes. We are part of the earth. If we treat ourselves well, we will begin to treat the earth well. And the earth is there to take care of us and to teach us impermanence. Yes, of course, everything is impermanent, but it's there to take care of us. The earth supports us every day that we are alive. The earth is supporting us. Water too is our ancestor. Water. So just allowing you to connect to the water in your body. We are 90% water, just connecting to the water in your body, connecting to the ancestor of the sun, the warmth, the fire in our body, the warmth. Yes, earth, wind, fire and water are our four ancestors who are there all the time. We don't even need to call these ancestors in. These ancestors are here 24/7, every moment in our lives. These ancestors, the earth, wind, fire and water is in every part of our DNA, in ourselves. These ancestors are here to hold us, to help us, to be with us and to guide us. Yes. Body like mountain, strong, firm and present, just as the mountain, which is part of the earth, is strong, firm and present. Feel that earth in your body so you can be strong, firm and present. Mani Mani, Mahamani, Shakyamani, Sadhu, 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 Mani Mani, Mahamani, Shakyamani, Sadhu. An invitation to transition from this practice by turning our cameras on and just looking at who we are in community with and looking at each other with warmth and kindness. So as you look at each other with warmth and kindness, you are receiving the warmth and kindness. So it's symbiotic. We do this practice together. So as I say, an invitation to turn your cameras on, and as you look with people, look at us. We are all future ancestors. Celebrate. We are looking at future ancestors, and just receiving the warmth and kindness. Yeah, and put it on gallery. I'm on gallery, so actually let's take me off just in case some people, let's go. Oh, you take, great, you removed the spotlight, thank you. So yes, and just looking at us. Yeah, we are the future ancestors, and look at how beautiful we are. Yes, each and every one of you are beautiful. Oh yes, we are. Of course we are. Yeah, we are part of nature, and nature is beautiful, and we are beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Celebrating us as future ancestors. Ashe, Ashe, Ahomia Takwase, for my relations, A Ma Ho. Yeah, so I'm just going to slide across so I get to look. And those of you who have your screens off, we are looking at your names, so just know that we are sending you warmth and kindness as we look at your names. Yes, and I'm looking at those of you, because there's some of you on screens where lots of people have their names off, and you might not see me, but I can see you. I'm looking at you. Yeah, and looking at all of you. Okay, so here we are together in practice. So yes, how many of you were here last month? No, when was it? In October. I'm just wondering how many. Okay, because we have some questions. Okay, so there might be some new questions that come up. So let's go to this. I did a Mentimeter, and we'll go to that. And also just to say, actually, if some of you are interested in the course, then private chat Sila Siri or Susanna and send your email, and then we will send you the link via email. So private chat it, don't do it to everyone, but if you want more information about the course that begins tomorrow for the month of December, just private message Susanna or Sila Siri with your email, and we will get back to you. So let's go to this Mentimeter. I'm going to share the screen. Do I have sharing screen rights? I do. Okay. All right. So let's. Okay. All right. Oh, this isn't all of it. Let me stop share here. Something. Okay, let's do this. I'm in the wrong one. Okay. So, how to deal with deep loneliness. You know, before I answer that, I just really want to acknowledge the wisdom that we have here in the room. And I'm just wondering, it's an invitation for people to put into the chat some of the ways that you have dealt with deep loneliness, okay? And again, this is the time of the year when people really do begin to experience deep loneliness. The reality is here in the West that the people taking their life in this month, the numbers go up. Yeah. And one of those reasons is this deep loneliness. So, I could definitely say, how do we deal with deep loneliness? But you know what? There is wisdom here in the room. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll come back to the very first one which came up. But doing charity work, yes. Connecting nature and my dog, definitely. They actually say that actually in our old age, if we really want to stave off dementia, actually having a pet is a really good idea. Making art, reaching out to close friends. Yeah, let me talk about that, because here we are in community at the Buddhist Recovery Network, and one of the things that kept me sick for so long was because I felt I I was so, my experience was I was so lonely in my addiction, and I was just so alone in my addiction. And one of the reasons why I experienced so much loneliness and aloneness in my addiction was because I didn't reach out for help. I didn't I didn't reach out for help. I thought that I should be able to do this on my own. What is wrong with me? Why can't I sort this out on my own? What is wrong with me? That's how I used to beat my heart. What is wrong with me? And of course, the question is, there is absolutely nothing wrong with us. The question is, what happened to us? But let me speak more about this, because why why couldn't I ask for help? And of course, it may be, trauma that we had in childhood. But I want to remind you that before Shakyamuni was became awake and became a Buddha, Shakyamuni was a prince. And you know what? The only way that Shakyamuni was able to end their suffering was by asking for help. They asked for help. You go back to that traditional story. They asked for help. When after every mental state was assailed, that he was assailed by all these mental states, there was the one last thing. The Lord of Mara, the Lord of hatred, the Lord of Mara says, who gives you the right to the seat of enlightenment? Who gives you the right to the seat of enlightenment, Shakyamuni? Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? And maybe the Lord Mara said that because up until that point, the prince had been stoic. Craving arose, and the prince was stoic. Sense desire arose, and the prince was stoic. Agitation, all those mental states that can knock us off our path of recovery arose, and the prince was stoic. And then doubt arose. And you know what? The prince asked for help. Yeah. And then the prince asked for help, reached down and touched the earth, which is why I'm reminding us that the earth is our ancestor. We have to remember the earth and ask the earth to be its witness, called upon the earth goddess and asked for help. And in asking that help, it regulated the prince. So even that action of asking for help can actually just be some regulation. Yeah. We might not actually get what we need. And what I say is, if we don't get what we need, we keep on asking for help until we get it, because it will be there somewhere. So this thing of asking for help is really important. Let's have a look at this. So reaching out to close friends, definitely going to recovery groups, doing something we're passionate about, like making jam. These are all wonderful offerings, and maybe we can remember this during any time that we are experiencing deep loneliness. Imaginatively, yeah, to the world, sky and love. But yes, reaching out to friends and family, being emotionally inclusive. Yeah, sometimes when we are, really experiencing that loneliness, actually just doing a random act of kindness. Yeah. One of the things that I do to just positivity, and I'm able to do this, not everybody is able to do this, but because we know that groceries have just skyrocketed. You know, it's like, what? The pandemic happened, and it's like the supermarkets were the one thing that was open, but yet they still raised their prices. And now the pandemic's over, they've even raised their prices even more. And we know once the prices go up, you know, they don't go down. It's like, what? You go to the store and it's like, how much? And then you're thinking like fuel bills have arisen. But still, one of the things that I'm able to do on the cash out check, it says, you know, do you want to donate to the food bank? And I donate $2. I add $2 onto my groceries every time I go to the supermarket and donate $2. And that it's great. It just reminds me that I'm connected and that I'm not on my own. Yeah. Uh, oh, music. Yes. Oh my God. I'd say that music saved my life. So really, those who, in fact, I was like, I want a dance party. I want a dance party. I turned 60. Yes. I turned 60. I moved into the sixth decade. How on earth did I do that? And you know what? What is so wonderful? This was the first birthday that I intentionally celebrated. And that's part of my recovery. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to have a dance party. Yeah. You know, and I would say when I was, you know, I've been abstinent from alcohol and drugs since my late 30s. And it was on my 40th birthday when I wasn't going to have a party. One my friend said, you're one person who's got to have a party, blah, blah, blah. And they did it all for me. And I didn't, you know, there were all the things that were there because that's what my friends did. And a lot of my friends still do. But I didn't touch anything. And here, moving into 60, and, you know, I live in a new area. And that was something I invited people, like they're not necessarily all those people I've known for a long while. Some of them were new friends in my life, because it's so easy when you move to a new area to experience that loneliness. So to invite people around to your house, and it was my music. They were listening to my music because it was my party and it was my music, and I had a really good time. Okay. Shakyamuni Buddha was a prisoner to his privilege and realized that freedom lied in the suffering of others. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So that is a lot of wisdom. So just remember that. Look at this wisdom that came into this chat. So just remembering that, actually even reaching out to our other friends who are in recovery for support, and sometimes it might just be, you know, when you're experiencing lonely, that you say to your friends, I just want you to listen. I don't need you to fix it. And say that, because sometimes people think, you know, because of who they are, they want to try and fix it. And just start with, I just need somebody to listen. I don't want you to fix it. Or it may be you might just say, I just need a hug. I just need to be held. Okay. So I just wanted to come back to, no, I'm happy not being spotlighted, just being I'm part of the community. I'm in recovery too. So thank you for asking. Um, a close friend in recovery recently let me know that he relapsed. This followed recent serious illness. I'm struggling with how to hold his pain and my own. Yeah. What's most important in this is firstly, actually, it's a serious illness. It's a serious illness that you've got the serious illness, or is it your friend who's got the serious illness? Your friend has a serious illness. Okay. All right. Okay. So what I want to say is, what is most important is your recovery. Yeah. That's most important, because if that goes, it's very hard to support others. And in a way, what I would ask is, if it's a close friend, are you connected to, do you know um, your close friend? Does he have other friends? And that you can, even if it's one or two, reach out to them and say, how can we support this person? You don't need to do it on your own. It doesn't matter if it's one or two. In fact, it's a lot more easier if there's just one, two, or three of you, and just look at how can we support this? I can't do it on my own, and how can we do this together? Yeah. All right. And get your support and go for meetings. Okay. Thank you. Let's look at another question that came up. Whoops. Hold on. How can I understand it? Buddhist principles are close to my heart, but how can I understand if I'm actually a Buddhist? And if I am, what does it mean? What is the path of a Buddhist? Very interesting question. What I want to actually say is it's in a way. Let's start with what do we think it is to be a Buddhist? Okay, and for me, what that means is to really live as best I can the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah, that's what for me being a Buddhist is. And so, in a way, one doesn't have to say that you are a Buddhist. Okay, you can be, in a way, one of the things that I want to say about the Buddhist teachings is that actually it gives you a way to live your life. Okay, that's what it's doing. It's teaching us to live our lives. So you can be a Hindu and live the way of the Dharma, the way of the teachings. You can be an agnostic and live the way of the teachings. Yeah, some of us, of course, we kind of say, okay, we get ordained, we want to live in monasteries, and so we take on this label of Buddhist. But actually, at the end of the day, in Buddhism, we don't have labels, because what does it mean to be a Buddhist? Okay, what does it mean, the word, the Buddhist, what does it mean? So in a way, for me, which is why I say that the Buddhist teachings are so critical for us, for those of us in recovery, because we have to remember that the Buddha's first discourse was actually saying that there is addiction to hedonism, which is lowly, coarse, and unprofitable. Okay, and those of us who've been in the hell realms of certain addictions, craving, that's the hedonism. Okay, and the Buddha also said that there was also addiction to self-mortification, because you know that there are many of us that self-mortification is that self-flagellation, when we beat ourselves up, when we're really hard to ourselves, when we're really hateful to ourselves, and we just do all sorts of horrible things to ourselves. This is an addiction too. And basically the Buddha made it very clear the way out was the middle way, and that middle way was the teachings of the Noble Eightfold Path. And I'm not going to go through the whole teaching of the Noble Eightfold Path. So what we can do is, I could actually, let's see if I can kind of just put something in the chat. So if one of you are thinking, what is the Noble Eightfold Path, perhaps Sila Siri, if you could put a link into the Noble Eightfold Path, maybe that would work, so that people just have an idea of what that is. Yeah, so in a way, and also it's also, oh, 5 minutes to the end, what does that mean?
It means that we are going to finish at the top of the hour.
Oh, we're finishing at the top of the hour. We're not doing 90 minutes.
No.
Oh, are we only in an hour now? Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, but if people want to stay, I'm free, so we can continue.
I'm fine. I didn't realize. I'm fine, actually. That worked. Okay, let me just see. Okay, this time of the year feels like an enormous, dark, heavy weight that I simply cannot bear. Any advice? I'm a teacher and have few friends teaching. Have few friends. Teaching can be lonely. I don't want to be spotlighted. Totally get it, and I'm not going to say who it is. One of the things that I would say to you at the moment is to stop teaching for a moment, take a break, okay, and be a student and go to as many meetings as possible, okay. That's what I would say to you. It's really at the moment, you know, when we get to that place, and all of us can get to that place, it's called self-care, okay. So that would be my advice, is like, if possible, just say you're not well. You don't have to give your reasons, or you can just say you've gone down with COVID. Okay, everybody understands that you've gone down with COVID, you're in your sick bed. But the thing is, it's like, when you're in that place, it's not a time to be teaching. And then what I would say is, go to meetings. There's lots of things happening online. Okay, come on my course and be, you know, send your email to private message me. You private message me, so send me your email, and come onto the course and log on to the course, so that you can be in community. In December, we have a private Facebook page. Nobody can find it, so we're in community, and action happens on that Facebook page, or the whole month. So um, so yeah, so as I say, those are things that those are things that you can do. Okay, and I just want to say, I'm really sorry that that there's a dark, heavy weight for you right now, and that you simply cannot bear. And what I'm saying to you is, if you come to my court, we can begin to work on it. It's really, and what I want to say to you is, you have started to lift that weight. You have started to lift that weight by actually saying, by actually reaching out to me and actually saying that. So again, can you lift that weight even more and send me your email? Okay, so that's another thing, because sometimes we can put it out there, and actually, you know, what can you do? So you don't have to, but this is what I'm offering you. So listen, we're at the top of the hour. I'm sorry I wouldn't have done such a long meditation. So we're at the top of the hour. I think when are we here for New Year? What's happening? Oh, it's Christmas. The Oh no, you're not the you're not the
Yeah, it's on the 1st of first. We will have Kevin Griffin. So
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Griffin is fantastic. So wow. Okay, before, did somebody have a burning question that they wanted to ask me before we bring this to a close? Somebody have a burning question that they wanted to ask me? Okay. So let's just take a moment to just connect to the body. And if there's just one thing you can take away with you from this session, is remembering the earth is your ancestor and is there supporting you. Yeah, and just remember to touch the earth. Walk barefooted in your house. You know, everything, wood comes from the earth, concrete comes to the earth. If you have a garden, walk barefooted in your garden. Or even if you have a park nearby. Or one of the things that I do is, there's a tree that I love, and I touch this tree. It's a cedar tree, and I touch it. Yeah, I touch it. Thank you for the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And remember, there is support out there. Don't do it alone. Go onto the Buddhist Recovery Network website, and it will tell you where there are meetings, and there is support everywhere. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Vimalasara. It was, I think that the meditation, even though it was longer than what we usually have, I think that, it was very useful. It was so beautiful and so grounding and gave such a beautiful angle, for the point of view to look at things.
Thank you.
Thanks for your teaching, and thanks for the meditation. And I will say a few words about Dana still. So your generosity can help us to strengthen the recovery community and to grow the academy, and can be a practical expression of gratitude and metta. We invite you to practice generosity and to give Dana in support of these teachings, to be shared with our teacher and with the Buddhist Recovery Network. There will be a link in the chat. Oh, it's there already. It'll take you to the BRN website, and indicate, please, that your gift is for the academy. And then there's going to be 2 links, Vimalasara's webpage, and then again, once more, the link to the event. And now it's like that you can click it and it directs. But anybody who sent me a private message about it, I will send you an email anyway. So if there is still somebody who would like to have it as an email, you can contact me or Silasiri here, send a direct message. So we will take care of you from that on. And our next BRN Academy is going to be on the 1st of January. So it's New Year's Day. And like I said, we will have Kevin Griffin with us then. And if you want, you can join us, our Facebook group as well. So that link will also be in the chat. We will be open for a few moments after this, so that you can copy the links, and you will get all the information that you need. And if you come to the Facebook group, if you request joining, please answer the membership questions, because we want to keep it a safe space. So that's why we ask few questions. And when you reply those questions, then you will be granted the membership you will have an access to the group. And I want to thank again everybody for joining us today. May the merit gained benefit all living beings. May we all be well, happy, and peaceful. And thanks again, Vimalasara. Thanks, everybody. And the room will be open for a few moments for you to copy the links. And if you need to go now, go safely. Bye-bye.